Once more unto the bench, dear friends, once more. Now set the light and stretch the mask on wide. Hold hard the snips, study your plans, and gather your paint. On, you noblest English. I see you standing like greyhounds, in the slips, straining upon the start. The cups afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge, cry God for England, for JMC and the Moosaroo.
No.
So fortunately, you've not had to listen to the last 15 minutes of the intro, in which we're not going to publicly show. It might be in the bloopers section in 2025, which will probably make up its own video in itself.
Oh, man. Welcome. Yeah, that was... Oh, hey, well, I think maybe we should have left it in. People like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
like
I suppose so.
But that was 15 minutes of us faffing about trying to work out and find stuff that we were going to do. So we thought, screw it. We'll start again.
Yeah, pretty much. As usual, we have done our usual. We don't need a script. It'll be fine.
We don't.
We have half our life fapping about. But anyway, that's fine. Anyway, listen, thanks for joining us. Malcolm, how's your week been? I mean, has it been anything like mine with the phone like off the hook and the post bags and all that?
No.
No.
But some nice comments from our last podcast when we had Graham on. That'll be published to Facebook very soon.
Very soon.
We had
long story. About 15 minutes if you'd like to know. But anyway,
yeah, you'll find it on the bloopers reel reasons. That'll be on Facebook soon. It's on YouTube though. But yeah, we had some. I had some personal comments saying we really enjoyed the episode with Graham. It was really good to hear him back on the airwaves. Maybe. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it too, and I think he got a lot out of that chat we had with him.
He did. Well, I actually had to ban the postman bringing in more fan mail to the house. Not for me. It was for Graham.
Yeah.
After the third lorry load, I thought it was a bit too much, but luckily they have all diverted it over to Graham, and Graham, I believe, is somewhere underneath the pile of sacks.
Alan
is with him as well. They've got it in hand, and yeah, it'll all be sorted, I'm sure. But yeah, thanks for all the comments. It really meant a lot, actually. As you know, we are both great fans of Graham. And it's great to see him so enthused. It really, I can't honestly tell you how enthused that's made him. I'll let him do that in his own way in the short term. Anyway, I'm waffling for no reason. The other exciting stuff that's happened this week, obviously, it's we're now into, this is the 1st of February, so we're into a whole new month. Can you believe it?
Pinch punch, first month, no returns. Ha!
Ow! Can't believe you did that. Yeah, so obviously now we're in that situation where we're overwhelmed and underwhelmed all in one go, because all of our model companies have given us their releases. With Revell and Airfix and ICM, and I could carry on naming them. But there is one, and I'm so sorry. This is not for any reason other than the fact that I can't believe it's happened. It's not for freebies. It's not for anything like that. But Airfix and Revell have been completely overwhelmed and maneuvered by Andy's Hobbies headquarters.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. You have to
really?
Oh
my god! God, yes, no, they have
up there.
announced their release for 2025, which is the 1/16th. Never thought I was so going to get one.
Tiger?
M3 half track.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh, right. So the Tamiya did one, didn't they? 135th or I don't think they released.
They do a 1/35th, but I haven't released a new mold
haven't.
for a long time.
No, 135th hard track. Oh, the American. Yeah.
Yeah,
Has it
it's
got figures with it?
gorgeous. It's got one figure driver. However, we know a company that will be all over that like a rash.
Yeah, they're going
Figures.
to be all over it. Yep.
And,
Wow.
and I've already put my name forward for one. And I would like to, because I know Andy listens to the show. I'd like to put a thing out there to him. That yeah. He well, he will do once I send this to him by email.
Oh, okay.
Because I haven't put it on Facebook, you see, so he won't pick it up. So I send a personal email. Anyway, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the one of the next versions that'll be coming out, maybe in 26. I hope.
Okay.
And this isn't because I know something. This is just an idea, just spitball in. But the anti-aircraft half track. Yes, please.
Flak Panzer or something, isn't it?
No, that's a German half track.
Oh, well, okay.
The American anti-aircraft turret in the back of the half track.
Okay.
Can't think what the number. It was an M something or other. M3A. No, I don't know. I'll have a look. I'll have a look. While you waffle, I'll have a look. But yeah, I'm super excited by that. I've actually proposed potentially.
Proposed marriage to Andy. Does your wife know that?
No, I haven't proposed to him yet. That's in the video that's going to him. I said I'd have his children if he gets the. Yeah, no. In my Discord group, I've actually proposed if anyone's interested, because there was a lot of people that were sort of muting the idea of, that's quite interesting. Might would be interested in that. Maybe a little group build for the middle part of the year if we go down the road. But
well, I mean, you have some rich listeners on your
Well, yes, there is that. It is a little bit of money, but I got to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love all the stuff he's sent out. You know, the Sherman and Firefly and all that stuff. Really, really lovely. But it's a tank, and a lot of the detail is obviously inside, which would make me cry. But a half track, I've got so many ideas, so many. Luckily, I don't have a wallet that will allow me to buy several of them. But that's always the other side of it as well, isn't it? 1/16th kit, have you got the room for it? Not really. Half track, definitely. 100%.
That's a lot more glue. It's a lot more paint. It's a lot more everything. This is bigger. You need like 3 times the amount of paint. Unless you don't paint the bottom.
I've just realised the downside is I probably will have to get a dupe to go with it, which is a bit of a cost. But, hey, never mind. But yeah, absolutely, yes. If you're listening, Andy, I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
So those who don't know, Andy's hobby headquarters is a model shop, isn't it? Or was started up as is. It's still a shop, right?
Yeah, no. He's just moved to some premises, which is enormous, really, really good.
Oh,
but yeah,
cool.
he's now he's now in charge of getting the models that he wants.
Yeah, he makes the models now. What did he start with? Was it a Tiger? 16th Tiger? It was something he made, and he worked on it himself and built it and got it manufactured and everything. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, everyone loved it, and he's been producing them since 1/16th. Yeah. In fact, I would say that Andy is probably, from my point of view, responsible for this 1/16th explosion.
Oh yeah,
wouldn't you thought?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
From my perspective, anyway.
No, I think you're right. I mean, this. I don't know if he's been harassed for the M3 or not. I'm not sure, but I can imagine a lot of people saying to me, "Oh, can you do that? Can you do this?" But yeah, no, the 1/16 explosion is just been phenomenal.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
he really is in the forefront of it. I
Too
feel
rich for my boots, though, unfortunately.
it's
Out
not
of my
badly
reach.
priced. I've got to be honest. It's not badly priced.
Sure, but it's still too much.
Yeah, it's still money. You're right. But yeah,
How
if you're
much?
going to have
How
a
much are you
1/16,
thinking about? How much is the half track then, approximately?
so the half track you can, if you go over to Andy's Hobbies headquarters website, you can do a pre-order right now, which is $119, which isn't bad
Oh,
considering.
okay. So
Um,
what's that? 90 quid, 95
yeah, about
pounds.
that. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to get it over here into the UK, which obviously you can go on to Andy's Andy's Hobbies headquarters EU website and do your pre-order.
Okay.
Because that price I've just quoted is the .com price, and I'm busy waffling because I am.
You can just hand over to me if you want, and I can talk for a little bit while you focus on.
I am EUing as we speak, so I can give you the EU price. The EU price is 129 euros. So again, 100 quid ish.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's a special purchase, is what that is.
No, it is. It's absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sure there'll be listeners that listen to that going, "Oh, what do you mean? You horrible man." But a 1/16 kit is very, very big, and you've got to have a lot of space to do that. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's highly pleasurable to be doing the M113 or the Sherman or whatever. But again, like I said, you've got a lot of stuff that's enclosed. So the idea of that one, if for me personally, if I'm going to do a 1/16 kit, that is what I'd like to do.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Right.
so it's a no-brainer for me because it's like, oh yeah, no, I'll get that. That's that. I can really see myself not being able to not get it. Put it that way.
Because the subject matter is so important to you. Is that right? Is that why?
Yeah, it's just something about that particular vehicle that I like. You know, it's like
Right.
the Jeep. If I'm honest, when I saw the Willis Jeep come out, I was like, oh, I really want that. But I didn't because I'm like, at the time, I was like, well, yeah, but what are you going to do with it? It's very big and it's just a Jeep. But now I've obviously done a little bit more looking into it and obviously the figures and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, don't get me wrong. It's for me personally, a Willis Jeep is something I've always wanted to own. But it's never going to happen. I've not got the money or the space. But yeah, I'd like to have my own Willis Jeep with a 1/16 set on the bonnet.
On the side.
But clearly, I'm never going to buy a half track, never, because they cost far too much to run and they're a nightmare.
Or 1-to-1 scale one, yes, I guess so.
Yeah, 1-to-1 scale. Yeah, so a 1/16 one of those would do me very nicely. Plus, also you've got the opportunity to add lots of figures and different bits and pieces to it. So
yeah, more
anyway,
money to spend.
gone.
I was just saying. I just think we were talking about the price and everything. I was thinking, oh, that £100 is way too much money for me. But I bought that SR71 Blackbird, the Revel one that came out a couple of years ago. I bought that brand new. That was just just over £80. So it's not that far off it. And I absolutely love the SR71, and that's why I bought that particular model kit. I was very excited about it. So yeah, I can understand. But what's interesting is that SR71 is still on my shelf.
Well, it's a little bit like my one that's just up there. You can't see on the screen, and you certainly can't see while you're listening to this. But it's a little bit like the Border Models Atahaki carrier in 1/32. Yeah, that's going to be sat on there for a long time. But I'll enjoy doing that when I get to it. And it'll be the same with the half track. You know, it'll be something that I won't do straight away. It'll be something I'll sit and think about. But yeah,
half the hobby, isn't it? Eh? Sitting thinking about different ideas and what's coming out and what you might be able to do with that.
Yeah,
where you're going to put it. How are you going to just do it?
Don't get me wrong. The focus on space this year from Airfix and Revel, I think, is fantastic. long overdue as well, if I'm honest. I think, but they've got a little bit of a story to get behind, haven't they? With the must and all that sort of stuff, and it being in the news quite often and all that sort of stuff. So they picked the certain ships that they've gone for. Obviously, I think Airfix are going to be out. Their model is going to be out before Revell's one. And I'm really, really sorry for all those space fans, but I can't remember if they are the same thing. I think they are different, if I remember correctly. But I am just trying to think. I can't. So, but it's really exciting to see space back.
Right.
Like,
Even
here,
the modern
you know, it's
one,
a story.
the
modern ones, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know the Revell one is at the CAD stage. It's not gone, you know, I think they're just finalizing the final bits and pieces with the CAD before they do the molds and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So whereas I think the Airfixes, I think they're a little bit further on in the process. So but yeah, that's
They're
pretty
not
exciting.
the same, are they? They're not the same rocket, are they?
I don't think so. I think they are different, but I can't remember why I think that. And I'm not going to start doing that with my fingers on the iPad to try and figure it out. Our listeners will tell us.
Yes, they'll know.
But I know that
if they were, that would be the same ones.
Well,
but no, that wouldn't have happened.
I think that's why I know it's different. Is because that was my initial reaction was, oh no, how did that happen?
Yeah.
And then realised it wasn't the case.
Right. So, okay. Gotcha.
I'm going to go with that, and hopefully I've got myself out of the sticky stuff for now. But But yeah, so we've got to that phase of the year now where obviously all the excitement's done. We're all sitting back, having a cup of coffee, smoking a cigarette, and wondering what we're going to do for the rest of the year, waiting for these kits to come out. And stuff. You know, obviously got the Jaguar from Airfix as well, which is highly anticipated. Looks fantastic.
I love the fact that they're reissuing the British subjects, so Land Rover and the Bedford, you know, for instance. I think a Bloodhound as well, isn't it? Releasing that, that's great. That's really good.
Yeah, you know, I think they've got a good mix. And be honest, I know I was looking at it when Dale was going through it on YouTube, when it was first released, and I thought to myself, I'd forgotten that one. Oh, I'd forgotten that because they've done quite a lot of subjects. British subject, because let's face it, that's what Airfix is about. Airfix is about British subjects mainly, and things that Britain has interacted with. So it was really exciting to see that. And I remember if you remember all those many moons ago when we went and sat and spoke to Dale, remember me saying to him, I really wish you'd bring out some more trucks and stuff. And remember?
Yeah, I do.
It's not that he's listened to me at all, because he didn't. And they're subjects that I didn't even know anything about. So
well, he already would have known then what he was going to bring out this year. So
yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's super exciting. Anyway, so obviously that's the point we're at. Obviously the other two things which we'll one we're going to talk about in a little minute or two, which is obviously the event coming up for the year in March. But much more importantly, obviously, we need to really catch up with this, don't we?
What the heck?
And that was the Moosaroo jingle that isn't on loop when I paused it from the 4 times it ran earlier in the 15 minutes you didn't listen to.
I didn't know they did that. I didn't know you could pause it.
Moosaroo Cup. Moosaroo Cup.
Let's talk about the Moosaroo Cup. Boom.
So there you go. See, it wasn't on loop at all. It was just, you pause it and it stays paused.
Right.
So
okay.
It's a really good thing to remember, actually, because I'm just between you and me, Malcolm. You know, when you do your lives, if you capture some audio from some people, you can download it and pause it at the right moment for like a certain part of a sentence.
Oh,
and that would work each time, then, wouldn't it?
It would. That's funny. Oh,
and you could put it on loop as well.
You could.
Anyway, so give us an update. Where are we at with the Moosaroo Cup? Because obviously that's got to be photographed and scent and all that stuff.
Yes. So I photographed it and sent it to you so you can put it on Facebook if you feel like putting it on Facebook. We'll see. It's got I did. I got an email last week from IPMS Hamilton and the boys down there, and it was reminding and instructing us to remember to send the photographs in. So I have changed my mind on something of it about this submarine build. I have changed my mind something slightly, and that is that I'm not going to send it. Okay. Do you remember I was going to send it to them, and they can have it on the table, and then we can win that way? But they, I have had no takers for looking after that model. I was hoping that somebody from that area would pipe up and say, "Yeah, I'll send it me. I'll
Slide
put
on
it
by
on
and pick it up for you."
Yeah. But I was willing to send it to Canada, obviously, and then someone could pick it up, and but nobody has. So I will photograph it, and I will send them as normal, and then I will have the item here, and I'll take it to Telford and everything else. That is if it survives this resin. So the steps that I'm at, it's painted, it's the paint's dried, the decals are on, the decal solution is dried, everything is ready for the pour, and I have started resin pouring yesterday. I'm going to do it in small copable amounts and slowly build the layers of resin up. One is to make sure that I don't mess up with the heat that it produces, and two is because I haven't got very big pots to mix it in. And also I've never done it before, so every time I mix it up and pour it, it's a learning a bit more. A couple of good things though, it doesn't smell as much as I thought it was going to.
Okay.
Right. It doesn't, when I've mixed it up, I can't feel any heat from it, but I think the heat is when it actually starts to cure.
Right.
So I think it's a delayed heat perhaps, but I haven't noticed any heat from my end. I don't have a blowtorch. You know, people say put a blowtorch on the top.
Well, hang on. Let's go back a minute. Why are you using your end to dry it? Because you just said you're not noticing any heat from your end.
No.
Use a hairdryer. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should do.
Beans won't work with it.
No.
They're different sort of bubbles. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. The other thing is trying to keep hairs out of it as well. So if I were to, that'd be trapped in a layer, wouldn't it? You know, the first butt hair caught in a. Anyway. I don't have a blowtorch. Okay, so I found that using a hairdryer is perfectly fine. It does the same job. And also, I've got one of those paint shaker things. One of these. And that vibrating the whole resin tray shakes the bubbles up to the top. I noticed around the edges, not so much in the middle, but using a hairdryer then makes the bubbles go out. So that's cool. So I've done that on the first little layer, and I've done it on the second layer. The first layer was only just to kind of seal in the edges, make sure it was definitely sealed, and it is. The next layer, leak test. Well, I've already PVA'd the leaks and stuff, so it should be okay.
Yeah.
I've also put a very thin layer of resin on the so the second layer of resin I've done is just to build up the height, because I want to have the submarine laying on the top of the resin. Obviously we're going to put it on its side, so the top of the resin becomes the side of the resin of the piece, and we'll see how it goes. So far this one here is curing, this layer here is curing. I did take a photograph of it, James, and I've sent it to you.
I did see that, yeah.
So you can pop it up. But people, if anyone's watching on YouTube, that is a layer of resin at the bottom of this Lego thing, and that is the riverbed,
flower bed.
And that's got some resin on it too.
It's high tide.
Yeah. I was pouring it today. Who was it that said, "Aren't you going to put the submarine in it?" Was that you?
It was me. I asked.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll tell you why it was because I was paying attention, and I noticed that you were using quite a small pot. And the reason I asked the question was I was concerned how you were gonna sustain its position in the pour, and I naturally assumed, without really thinking much about it, that you were going to pour the containers of the contents of that container in, and then mix another batch and pour on top of it.
Yeah.
But not with the delay in between the pours.
Oh, okay.
So I hadn't quite, my brain hadn't quite followed the process or thought the process through, if I'm honest. And that's why I was just like, and it was really more of a comedy thought of, he's poured that resin. I wonder at what point he's going to go, oh, God damn it, I didn't put the submarine in there.
It would be a good mistake to make, right?
It would have been funny, if I'm honest. But like you said, oh no, what was your answer to me? You went, oh no, I'm not, it's in there already. It's left. It's left.
Yeah, it's already gone.
And I'm like, oh, okay. What? No.
That's where the submarine was. No, it's a stealth submarine. You just can't see it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, so the resin is going to hold the submarine up. So once the layer of resin is cured, I'll put the submarine on the top of the dry layer, and then secure it somehow with clamps and all that, and then pour the last up to the lip of the thing. Of the submarine, I've now put like a lip around the top, like a levee.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sort of thing. So that's the way the line of the resin is going to get up to, and it won't pour into the interior of the submarine. That's that side, and then that's where the hole is, if you like. So hopefully no resin will go in it. So I'm just doing it very, very slowly, make sure I'm very, very careful. And
just remember, if it does go in there, it's not a problem. All right, you can get around it, because all you do is you just put a figure next to it with a bucket, emptying the submarine out. It'd be fine.
Yeah, we've got a leak, I think, Alan.
Ow! Yeah, have you gone to the toilet again? We're leaking. Oh, okay. Use the bucket.
There's a hole in my bucket. Anyway, yeah. So currently it's undercover. It's curing. It doesn't smell. It's not warm. So it's all good. So far, so good. That is the update. And between the pours, and all the everything else that you're doing with this, I'm painting the Space Marine from Warhammer. One of these.
Yeah.
Just to fill the time. I was building for a while. I was doing these bolt action paras, wasn't I, for a little while?
That's right. Yeah, you were.
Hello, I'm an out of focus paratrooper.
Now, is he out of focus or is he in disguise?
No, I painted him out of focus.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, wow, you really got that effect off to a T.
Yep, it's Vallejo's out of focus paint.
Do
my hair.
Very good.
Yeah, so I'm working on those, and then that's kind of it currently. So just got to wait for the submarine resin stuff to pour, which will take a couple of days to cure it, pour it, cure it, blah blah blah. That should be done, and then I've got to try and get all the plastic off it and make it all nice. And then once I've made it all nice, I'm gonna have to stick the periscope on the top, the other end of the periscope that is sticking out of the water. Then I've got to make some sort of ripples, make it look like periscope's going through the water. Then I've got to mount it. So yeah, there's still lots to do. So this is why I think that I won't be able to send it, because I'll be up against it. Because we're 1st of February now.
Yeah, we've been procrastinating about the pour of the resin, haven't we? I haven't done mine yet, so
yeah, I just yeah. I want to do something more than just have it, because it has to. Yeah, the idea was just to have it more than just the submarine on its own, because you have to put a diorama, isn't it? That's the rule.
That's right. Yeah.
or something. And I didn't want to just do, I say just, but
Any
I
old
didn't,
diorama. You wanted to
yeah.
get complicated. You wanted to take a leaf out of my book and go, I could do it like that. However, I'm going to do it like that because it's 100 million times more complicated.
Yes.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that's it. So we'll see what happens. So it's an adventure, and you're on that adventure with us. You
It is an
lucky
exciting
things.
adventure. So my submarines have not moved on in any way, shape, or form. They're up in the cupboard, and I will pour some resin at them at some point. But obviously, as you know, I've been busy focusing on my Sea Kings.
Yes, sir. Let's have a talk about
So,
your Sea Kings.
I have got a yellow Sea King.
For listeners,
I've
James is
just
holding up
noticed
a very bright yellow helicopter.
with a piece missing of it.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. That's meant to happen. It's not glued on, but I'd forgotten I hadn't glued them on. But yeah, so I've got a 148 Airfix Sea King in RAF Rescue yellow colours.
Okay.
Dale, yeah, is the right colour. Thank you.
Very good.
So yeah, I've rectified my issue that I had last time and done that. But what I have been doing with the one that was all wrong, this one is a very nice white and international orange colour. And that has a secret behind it because obviously once it was yellow, the wrong yellow, as well as the wrong bit at the back there, and
Oh, it's
I
been
fixed.
refitted.
I know it's still the same one, but it's not the correct. I'll have to hold it like that because you won't be able to see it otherwise. It's not the right one for the one I wanted to do. So obviously the RF Sea King has the very small, narrow dome on the back, whereas this one's got the big fat one that's squadged down. And the other thing I noticed as well was just at the front here, you might not be able to see, but there's a couple of little aerials that come out of its chin. Now, initially, I put them so they were pointing semi-forward, which was completely wrong. And I noticed that what it is, I've managed to stick them in the wrong hole, which technically is impossible because they only go in one way. But I managed to get them wrong. So I owned it and I fixed it. I remedied it. Not a problem. So yeah, I fixed that. And this one, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do with it because it's a surprise for you. Not that you knew that until right now.
Surprise for me.
It's a surprise for you.
Oh.
So yeah, these are now at the point where they've got their base colours on. I'm sorry, excuse me while I multitask trying to put this side or the wheel pod back on the RAF Sea King. Otherwise that will all go terribly wrong. Yeah, we're at the point now where I've got all the rotor sections all made. One half is primed, ready to go to its final colour. And the other section I've literally glued together today. And there will be a video out of some description very shortly once I've managed to do the editing and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, so I've managed to stick to the promise that I said I would do, and that's made me very happy. And I've got two lovely Sea Kings, and they are a lovely kit. So
did you have so when it went wrong? Did you have Did you kind of go, screw it, I've messed this up. I'm done with these now. I put them away, or did you think, I will fix these now, and you just got on with it? How did you get through it?
So basically, what happened was we actually had a conversation on one of the podcasts when we were recording about a certain young man that was making the yellow RAF Rescue Sea King, and it got the right colour and all that and the other. And I remember you saying to me, your words were, I quote, "Oh, you should get in contact with him because he'll be able to help you."
Yeah.
And also, he bought the paint from you, James. So you've definitely got the paint.
Oh, it was Chris. I won't say his surname in case he doesn't want to be.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Chris.
Talked about again.
And I was thoroughly enjoying the kit. I was really enjoying it. There are several marks that you can do, and I did some research. I did do a little bit. I don't like doing research, as you know, so I wasn't really that bothered. It's my model. I'll do it how I want. And then I sent a picture to Dale and went, "Oh, look, I just want to let you know that I'm doing well. It's in yellow." And his response was very short: "The wrong color, yellow, James." And I was like, "No, that can't be possible." Oh, for God's sake! Yep, the wrong color, yellow. Well done, James. So I felt a bit of a prat for want of a better word. So I, of course, in my usual carefree self, message back. Well, you know what I like to make a bit of it's my model sort of, statement.
Something a bit
with it.
different.
Yeah. And not because he wasn't answering me, but there was quite a long delay with the answer, and I'm like, I think I might have upset him. I didn't. I know I didn't, but yeah, I had that doubt moment.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then I came in here one day and looked at it and just went, "Oh, for Christ's sake! Even the freaking aerials on the front are pointing forward, and they're not meant to be." And so I put it on the shelf. I was like, "That's it, done. Not interested."
Mm-hmm.
But I knew I'd go back to it because it's something I really, really love. Airframe I really love. It's something that when we interviewed Dal at HQ, we were talking about Sea Kings, and I said, "Oh, yeah, Sea Kings is one of my favourite airframes." La 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 la. I wish you did it in a bigger scale because they used to have it in. Well, they still do. Got it in 1/72, and I tried to build one, and it was such a awful kit that I sent it to you, if you remember, going way back. And I bought all sorts of bits and pieces for it as well, it just really annoyed me. But yeah, so Dal obviously sat there very smug and went, "Oh, really? Yeah, whatever," knowing full well that it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt that not obliged. I felt that I needed to do it because it was something important to me, and also I'd made a promise.
Mm-hmm.
And initially, I was going to get out all the color yellows I could possibly find and make it a very faded wreck. And then talking to Chris, we were talking about bits and pieces. I happened to see his build because he finished it, obviously. And then I realized that the dome on the back was the wrong dome. And I'm like, how on earth did I make that mistake? That's pretty stupid. And then as I think the creme de la creme was that I was doing something, taking the masks off the windows and bits and pieces, and realized that I needed to touch up a bit of the yellow paint. So I sprayed the model. I managed to overspray onto one of the windows that I'd just taken the masking tape off. And stupidly went, "Oh, that's okay. I'll get some chemical and take that off." Yeah.
Oh dear.
So yeah, it was on the shelf of, I don't want to know you. You are no longer the love of my life. Get out.
Oh, so it wasn't even on the shelf of doom. It was on the shelf of nope.
No, it was on the shelf of past lovers.
Oh dear.
Way at the back. So,
well, it's good that you went, screw it, I'm going to finish it. It's good.
Yeah, I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I bought another kit because I absolutely love the kit. It's a brilliant kit. It's a brilliant airframe. I can't recommend it more. But the downside to this story is I've actually got some aftermarket decals for the version that I originally want. And unfortunately, they might have a couple more. I might be buying a couple more kits because I like the other ones on the set as well. So I have to say that really quietly because the wife's just behind me. She might not hear me. She doesn't listen to the podcast, so it's fine. But yeah, right. So I honestly, I think there is every chance that if I happen to walk past one that someone's selling at a cheap price or a reasonable price, that I probably won't be able to walk past it. It's such a beautiful kit. I really, really love it. Can't recommend it more. It's just.
Would you get a second-hand one, like a started one? I mean, or do you have to get a brand new?
It depends how far in advance it started. I mean, if it was all buttoned up, possibly. I don't know. It depends what I would want to do with it. I mean, no. Let me rephrase that. Yes, I would pick one up if it was started. And if it was started past the point that I'm not overly keen on, if the price was right, I'd get it and I'd do something completely insane with it. So I'd put some tracks on it or something.
Something different.
Yeah. So it just is a lovely kit. And I think that's why I hesitated when you said that if it already started, how, because the way it all fits together is so nice. That if someone had taken some of that pleasure away, I'm not sure I would enjoy it quite as much. But yeah, so it's a beautiful kit. But anyway, much more importantly than all of that waffle, I have just noticed what you're wearing. Yeah, no, not the high heels or the fishnets. you are wearing. That's normal. You are wearing the correct uniform for an event that happened last year, which is the
Yes.
48 and 48 build.
I think is this last year's or the one before that?
No, it was last year. We did it.
Was
Was
it?
it last year or the year before? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. No, I think it was the year before. I think you're right because yeah, maybe.
It's 2023. This one.
So there it would be then.
There's no year on it, so that's why we're again.
No, we didn't put a year on it because we weren't that serious.
There you go. Yeah, so I have some merch on. Currently
Yes.
wearing 48 hour build merchandise, which is that 48 hour build is coming up soon.
Well, it's almost like you've done a link without meaning to. But yes, it is coming up very, very soon. We are. The clock is ticking. And if you don't believe me in that statement, all you need to do is go to the website 48-48.org, and you can see it for yourself. It's clicking, 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 and clicking.
Yeah.
Yes, we are really bouncing along nicely now. We are 41 days and 53 minutes and 20 seconds away from the event.
Good Lord.
Starting
What
on the
date?
14th of March.
14th of
Friday,
March.
14th of March at 8 o'clock your time zone. So wherever you are in the world, that's the time you start. And what do you mean? What do I start? You start an unstarted model kit that you've got 48 hours to build, but you don't have to finish.
No,
And
it
could be any
doesn't have to be a
scale.
model kit either. It could be
No,
Really?
could be a book nook, can be Lego, can be anything. Anything at
bigger?
all. Oh, thanks. Don't look after myself. I see what you mean. Yeah, no, it can be a figure. It can be anything. So basically, the whole premise was it was a 48 scale kit, which we'll come back to in a minute because there was a little bit of a twist this year. But we were asked because people wanted to get involved. Can I do this and can I do that? And you know what? The way I looked at it was, if you're starting something new, even if it's like a massive ship or a 132nd aircraft carrier, whatever. If you're starting it from fresh, that's great. That's all you need to do, and you don't have to finish it within 48 hours. Great if you do, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, and then obviously because I said, oh yeah, it's fine, don't worry. We've now got people doing book nooks. We've got people doing with Lego. So anything that's a mindful activity around this hobby of crafting, making things, that's all you really need to do. And you can literally have a box of bits. You don't even need to get a kit.
No. Well, once you're sharing it and you're building along with everybody else. And where can people watch or take part?
So we mentioned earlier a website called 48-48.org, which is our now home hub, if you like, for the event from every year going forward from now. You can sign up to the event there, which I would recommend you do. The reason being is all we ask is some details, very simple, your name and your email address, and you're signed up. And the reason for that is that what we can then do is we can then keep that information, which we'll keep very, very safe. We won't sell it or do anything silly with it, but we will send you an email when we need to about the event or anything linked to it, so you can keep up to date with what's going on. You can also go to the Model Officers Mess Facebook page and sign up to the features post there. That's fine. And you can get involved and watch and get interactive with the event on the Model Officer YouTube channel, which it will be live streamed from all the way around the world over the 48 hours. So let's put some meat on that bones. What that actually means is in Australia, they'll be the first people that will be kicking off our Australasian team, which are 5 hosts this year. They're going to be kicking it off. And obviously that'll be like 10, 11 hours before we do in the UK. And then obviously we then go over to, once we've done UK and Europe, we go over to America and Canada, which are equal amount of time the other side. So you ended up getting about 72 hours worth of entertainment if you really are that glutton for punishment. to watch.
But
all of
yeah, please don't watch all of it.
it. No, do make sure you take breaks. We will hound you to take breaks, eat properly, get up, walk around, make coffee, all that sort of stuff. Same thing every year. We really don't want anyone ill.
No.
However, with that said, obviously we are raising money for Models for Heroes, and we'll be doing that with the Just Giving page, as well as a Pay Me link as well through PayPal, which you can do now.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all on the website, 48-48.org.
Yep.
But then on top of that, we've got an amazing amount of donors that have offered all sorts of things to us this year that we're going to auction off in 3 areas. So it's the Australasia area, UK and Europe, and America and Canada.
Cool.
The Australasia and UK will be run by, or auction will be run by Steph, and our wonderful cousins over the water will look after the Americas as they did last year. And the
Lovely.
competition is on, guys. If you're watching in a particular area, bear in mind that there may be a bit of a challenge between the areas as to who can raise the most money. So,
Oh, that's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. But remember, not all of it has to be raised through the auctions. It can be, as I said, just a donation. So anything you spare would be wonderful.
And the links for that are on 48-48.org, are they?
Yep, the links are all on there. So that website now has, for example, a little bit about the event. So if you're not familiar with the event, which there are people still that don't know about it, it gives you a breakdown of what the event is about, where the money goes. All the money, literally all the money that is raised for the event will go to the charity. We don't hold back any of it. All the people that are hosting, the people in the back rooms that are doing all the bits and pieces, it's all volunteers. No one takes any money whatsoever. And even to the point that this website itself, I've paid for the next 5 years from my business. So that's paid for. So there's nothing there that you as the audience would pay towards. It's purely through donations.
Yep. How much was raised last year? Do you remember?
No, because I've forgotten again, but I know you know.
Yeah, it's over £9,000.
That's right. Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, which is groundbreaking, and it allowed us to move to new premises. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
So
remember
Models for Heroes moved into new premises this year because we had that massive injection. So it has made a massive difference because we are able to send more boxes out more of the time and have more space to be able to store stuff locally rather than in the containers, and it's just much better. We have an actual like a kettle area now, which we didn't before. You know, it's amazing. But yeah, it's great. It's such a good event. It brings so many people together, and it really kind of shakes up your hobby as well. I think a lot of people find them building slightly differently, or they'll take shortcuts they didn't realize they could do. You know, and they'll find different ways of doing things. They also make friends as well. You know, I think when the guys on the Discord all got to know each other very well, and it was a bit a riot, and they had their own clique and their own jokes and all sorts. And everyone is most welcome to join in any of the social events that are around the 48 because that's what it's all about. It's about promoting the hobby and having fun.
That's it. It's driven by the community at the end of the day. You know, it always amazes me. Two things amaze me about the event. Is the first one is the typical comment of, "Oh, I don't think I could build something in 48 hours. I just couldn't do that. It's a challenge too far for me." And the amount of people that have dipped their toe in, or even watched to a point and gone, "Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's amazing." And it, like I say, it does change the way you build things and your mindset. Because how often do you get into a build and you're like, "Oh, it's just taking forever to do these tracks." But it's all about mind space and all that. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The other thing with it as well is obviously we have the Friends for Models for Heroes Discord group. They will be running a hangout all the way through. Again, they're up for it big time, and it's great because then you can actually be doing your modeling, watching the show, and hanging out with people and bits and pieces, having a chat, finding out because obviously that group is full of volunteers as well as beneficiaries, so you can actually talk to the people on the cold front, if you like, to
Yeah,
see what difference you're making from your donations.
that's
What's
true.
this all about?
Yeah.
So that's really fantastic in itself, and I know a lot of people last year really appreciated the ability to do that and have that interaction, so that's really cool.
Well, the other way as well is a lot of the beneficiaries who use that hangout, that avenue for communication with other people, really enjoyed talking to the Australians and Europeans and the Americans about all sorts of things, and go through the same difficulties, same challenges. Modeling is the same pretty much all around the world. Everyone makes mistakes, paints things the wrong color, yellow, all that kind of thing.
Yep, there is more one color yellow. It's a bit like grey. There's loads of shades, but yeah, it's just an amazing event, and it always surprises me at the end of the event, what we've raised, how everybody's buzzing, and how many messages I get of like a week later. When was the next one? When are we doing the next one?
Yeah.
How long have I got to wait for? I find that quite amazing. But
That's
going
cool.
back to the website very quickly, there are two things on there that I really need to make sure I mention. So the donators, for example. Okay, so we do try our best to promote the people that give their time and money in product for the auctions. But the wonderful thing about this website is that they will have their logos on the donators page, but also their businesses will be linked to that logo. So if you go on the web page, say for example you saw something from Fairball Decals, who were one of our wonderful donators last year in America, and you see something on the show and you go, oh, I'd really like to get hold of that, but I can't. Where was that? Who was it? I can't remember. Just go to the website and look through the donators. You'll find them. You click on that button, and that'll take you directly to their website. So you can now go and look at there and interact with them. It's not about making money for them. It's just a way of saying thank you. Thank you for being there with us. Thank you for being part of our community, and thank you for doing what you do. So that will be there, and that will be up and running for 12 months all the way through. But, saying thank you to the donors, I didn't feel was quite enough. So we've also got a page, an album page, where we are saying thank you to everybody that gets involved, because what we do ask you to do is to take a picture of your work as you go along, keep us informed what's going on.
Oh yeah,
on the Facebook page. But at the end of the event, we ask you to supply a couple of pictures of where you got to, whether it's finished or not. Pop a picture up. And now for 12 months, that picture will be in the album on that website to say, Alan made this in this event. Thank you very much.
Oh wow,
And
that's cool.
there won't be a
That's
link.
cool.
There won't be a link between that person and their Facebook page. There won't be any of that, but there will at least be from us a heartfelt thank you, and your name's in lights.
So do
yeah.
people have to give you permission for that, or do they have to upload that directly, or
So what
does that
we'll
work?
do at the end of the event, like we always do, we'll put a reveal album up and ask you to post some pictures. And in the blurb of that, it will say, by posting pictures in this album, you're agreeing for us to use one picture on this website, on this page, and that's it.
Okay. And that would be on the Modeler's Mess, will it? That one?
That one will be, yeah, because that's a private group, and it gives us the ability for people to say, please don't share my work or my name. I don't want people to know that I was involved. Or I don't think that's going to come up, but we have to think about these sort of things.
Sure.
And then obviously the last thing, the most important part, is obviously the donation. There's a donation page which has the two links, but also, like Malcolm is just wearing right now, if you want a bit of merch, we have merch this year. Our merch designer has been absolutely on the ball this year, and it's all up and running. We're going to do it all through Redbubble this year, purely to take the admin out of it. We won't raise an awful lot of money, if I'm honest, but it'd be really cool if everybody's got a hat or a sticker or a cup or whatever. It's up and running. It's there. I already know that we have sold somewhere in the region of about 20-ish people have put orders in. I won't tell you how much they've ordered, because some have ordered lots of things, some have ordered just one one badge.
One thing
Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to get involved with. So that merch will be there. And we will change the merch, manipulate the merch each year. We're not going to go with Redbubble next year. I've actually negotiated something for next year to do with the merch already, because we've got a couple of ideas around that. But yeah, the website will be there. All the links to the Facebook group is there, to the YouTube channel is on there, to the Instagram account, all that sort of stuff. So everywhere where you'll need to post stuff. Obviously, there'll be the hashtag of 48-48 as always. And it's going to be an amazing event. Yeah.
I've got a model kit that I'm going to build. I've mentioned it before. Which one is it going to be? It's Tamiya 48 scale motorbike. But do you have suggestions for kits that people could build?
Well, that's the strange thing, actually, this year that and I'm glad you reminded me, because this year we have actually set a challenge within a challenge within a challenge, because we like to make things complicated.
You do, yeah.
But yes, you can build whatever you like, or what you could do is you could go out and get the 148 Airfix Supermarine Spitfire, any mark, or the 148th Tamiya Sherman, any mark, and build one out of the box of either of those. Or the challenge within a challenge of a challenge, you can go really crazy and do a kit bash.
Oh, see,
using parts from those kits. Now,
from both kits,
I have to mention this because it's really, really important. Don't go out and buy both kits. If you've got a bits box and you've got bits of Sherman and a bits of a submarine Spitfire, that'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just use the bits you've got. Or if you're going to go kit bash, you need to do a minimum of so many parts, which we haven't announced. But I would guess it'd be somewhere between 2 and 6. So that'd be many.
No.
And you can do a kit bash. You can go absolutely crazy. Think right outside the box and do something really original, something different, something you've not done before. That's the whole idea of this event, is to take you out of your comfort zone, but everyone hold your hand and be there with you while you go crazy.
Yeah, it's like when you see nudist beaches. Bear with me.
Hang on, where's this going?
When you see nudist beaches and you see like a shot of everybody all naked and they're all lined up facing the sea, and you're behind them. When you are not, the cameraman is, or whoever's taking the picture, is behind them. Oh Jesus!
This analogy is going really well, Malcolm. Keep going.
Okay, and they're all holding hands. Okay, they're all holding hands, and then they'll go yay, and they'll run into the sea or jump off a cliff into the sea or something similar. It's nothing like that. That's what popped into my mind when you said, "Don't worry, we're all going to hold hands."
Oh,
shit!
So you basically just shared what was in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's cool. I like that. That's a good analogy. It's completely not anything to do with it, but it's a good analogy.
We'll be there for you.
You're not wrong. At the end of the day,
you don't have to be naked.
No, you don't have to be naked, and you certainly don't have to be behind anyone that's naked.
Nope.
But at the end of the day, one of the things I remember, not last year, the year before, I think it was, we had a modeler, and I think he was in the States, if I remember correctly. And I think it was within about 40 minutes of the klaxon going, and we'll start your builds, blah 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 blah. And the guy was in the paint booth spraying, and like everyone's like, "What? Hey, how have you managed to do that? What's going on?" And then he's like onto his next bit, and I'm closing up now, an hour and a bit into it. What do you mean you're closing up? And then it turns out he's got a hairdryer. Yeah. And he's drying the paint so he can go on to the next stage. And like everyone's like, "Oh, I've never thought of that. Why haven't I never thought of that before?" And don't get me wrong, if you're super fussy about how your models turn out, park that for the day. Not for the day, for the 48 hours. Park it.
Yeah.
Just go with the flow. Try different things. You never know. There may be just using that hairdryer once might give you a thought of during the processes of your builds. Go, actually that would work with that, and that's what it's all about. You pick up little tips and tricks, different materials that are being used and whatever.
Yeah. Well, I remember doing when we did the 48 with the it was the winter one. It was the first winter one we did with Camels for Vets. We did a 48-hour build, and that was the best thing I've ever built. I still love it. It's that little it's the tank with the open top, the convertible one. Not convertible. What's it called? Anyway, it's brilliant. I loved it.
Yeah, instead of
because
the arm out like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the driver. I got the window down now.
But it was because I was with so many other people building at the same time. I felt happy and enjoying myself, and that kind of came through the model, I think, somehow.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
And funny enough, talking about scale models for vets, they've just done theirs in November, their 48-hour. And one of the best builds I've ever made in 48 hours, it wasn't a build as such. There was, I think it's 4 sites glued together, but it was a figure I painted.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I'd never really thought about doing it in that way. But that amazed me because it was such a short period of time that what I did to that figure, I thought would probably take me months.
Yeah.
So that actually opened my eyes up. So even, I mean, it's now our seventh birthday bash, would you believe?
Brilliant.
Oh no, eighth birthday bash.
Bloody hell.
Because our first one was actually not a birthday bash; it was a family weekend. But anyway, it's our 8th year coming up.
Amazing.
So we have something that's not on Redbubble, which is a door hanger. If you want that will be advertised, and I will send that out to you. Don't matter where you are in the world. Postage won't be very much. It's basically a letter in it. But we also have the opportunity this year to have patches. We're going to get some patches made. There'll be a limited number of which you will need to pay for in advance. And that post should be going up in the Model Officers Mess this week. So the first week of February, we should have a post going up where you put your name down, pay the money, and as long as we've got 30, I think it's 25 or 30 sold, then that will be done, and we'll order it and it'll be sent out. I do put a caveat on that. If we don't sell the minimum run, then what we do is we just return the money to everybody and say, no, not this year, sorry. But yeah, so that should be advertised and up and running really, really soon. We have already designed some stuff to do with our 10th anniversary, which is obviously not next year, the year after. So yeah, watch this space. It's crazy as always. While we're talking about that, and Malcolm stepped out for a minute, let me bore you a little bit more. I say bore you, inform you a little bit more about our donors. So this year we have a lot of the people that donated over the last few years are getting involved again, which is fantastic, and I love them to death. Steph's done an amazing job this year getting some new people on board. So we've got the likes of AK are back with us, Airfix are with us, ICM are a new one for this year. They're with us in the UK,
Awesome.
and they've been very, very generous. We have a Chinese company that Steph doesn't know anything about yet because I haven't told him.
Okay.
That I'm waiting on confirmation for of a product
or
two. But yeah, we need to talk about that. But that's coming soon. That'll be announced really, really soon. We have got who else we got?
Revel.
Revel, yeah, Revel. I've received that. The box has been sent to me. I've got all that in the front room. Wife's over the moon.
EBMA, are they on board?
Yeah, EBMA are back with us. We have got Salisbury Model Centre.
Yep.
Clive has helped us out again. We also will have. I'm busy tapping on my iPad because the reason I don't remember all of this top of my head is because Steph is the person dealing with it all.
There's a lot of it too.
There is an awful lot.
Yeah.
From Model Centre, they're donating. We've got Modelers United, Rubicon Models, Tamiya, SMS, Tiger Hobbies. I think are also getting involved this year.
Cool.
Yeah, a lot of the normal suspects, and like I said, we've got a load of other stuff as well. But I've purposely not said too much because I want Steph to announce it all, which should be. No. He knows. He knows about this. It's fine. So he
Oh.
should be. We will be doing a pre 48-hour live in about 2 weeks' time
Mhm.
to make sure everybody's aware of the webpage, the timings, where to find the timings, because that's on the webpage as well, believe it or not. The auction, what
Okay.
the rules are, what's going to be up for auction, etc., and we're just going to do a
Yeah,
big promotion about everything.
That
So
gonna be a video, is it? Oh,
it's going to be a live. We're going to do a live in a couple of weeks'
sorry.
time,
Yes. you did say.
and
Cool.
get the gang together. It will probably be mainly from the UK,
Mhm.
because I don't want to overexert our cousins across the pond or those
Mhm.
underneath, because they're I've got to keep them chilled. But yeah, it's all really amazing, and it's going to go strength to strength. The other thing in which I want to put out there for now,
Mhm.
if you're in the Australasia area, I need you to help. I need your help. So I need you to go to your model clubs and tell all your friends about this event and how amazing it is, and make sure you get involved and support the event. And I'll tell you the reason. It's a really simple reason. You guys down now, I know you're struggling because I've been told by the people that know. And your big scale model shows, etc., are struggling. They're losing sponsorships and stuff like that because things are tight, and other companies are stepping in to help out because you've got a great community down there. So what I want to do is I want to try and say thank you to those companies that are stepping in to help you with your shows and stuff by you turning up to this event to show that you're supporting them, because then that will help them support you more, and we're all one big family, and that's what we should be doing anyway, right?
Cool.
So and that obviously goes across the board anywhere in the world you are. If you want to get involved, pick a time zone, get involved, and tell all your friends, because we want to get as many people as we can.
Oh, cool. Fingers crossed that they'll step up then. I mean, this is it gets bigger every year. You know,
Oh yeah,
it gets bigger every year, and exponentially, I assume, which is awesome. It's such a good event. People talk about it all year. So yeah, just get involved. It's great fun. If you're thinking, oh man, maybe I don't want to. I think maybe I won't. Just do it because you won't
just do
regret
it.
it.
And be honest with yourself, right? At the end of the day, you're sat there and you're probably saying to yourself, oh, there's no way in the world I can finish a model in 48 hours. I can take that right away from you right now. You don't have to finish it.
No.
Just get involved. I guarantee you, you'll get involved and you'll finish. Not only that, you'll finish your model and go, well, I never knew I could do that. And that is the power of being with the community and getting involved. That really is.
It's fun.
So yeah, and yes, you're right. The event is getting bigger and bigger. We have got the opportunity now. We've got this set up the way we have, which you're going to roll your eyes at me and throw that chalkboard at rubber
It's
at me.
not going to be another challenge, is it?
No. Well, no.
Is it not be a throwing under the bus moment?
No. I'm not throwing anyone under the bus at all. But we do have the opportunity here, as always, to make it bigger, bolder, and help more people around the world, as we do every single year. And every single year, we have people around the world who say, why haven't we got a cherry like this where we are? Why haven't we got the backing that these guys have got? Well, I'm telling you now, from me, this is just from me, I'm throwing myself under the bus and my team. We are there to help you. So, Scale Models for Vets, we've already helping Miranda and Stefan. We do it every year. We do as much as we can to help them, whether it be trying to help them do videos, talking to them about sponsorships, or
In the Netherlands, that is.
in the Netherlands, yeah, and anything like that. We're there to support you. There's someone in Australia that's thinking about it, trying to think how they want to achieve the goal that they want to achieve. We're there to support you. There's someone in America who's they've been talking about it for years, about having one. And I believe there's someone up and running at the moment that the Plastic Posse potentially getting behind, etc. I've not listened to the podcast as we've recorded this yet.
Help Hill Vets, it is. It's a charity that's been running for 20 years plus.
Yeah, but we're there to help. And the goal is, from my personal point of view, is the website's there, the event's there. If we get to a point, however many years in the future, where we're doing a global event, which is helping global charities globally, how fantastic would that be? It would just be phenomenal. So get involved now, right at this point. I don't know where you've been all this time already, but get in here now, because next year it'll be much bigger and the year after will be much bigger, and we're just going to go strength to strength. So the team are gagging to make sure that is what happens.
It's a nice. It's a nice. I'm not going to throw anything at you at all, because that's a nice and sensible aim. Just to help more people.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that.
There's no reason we can't. I mean, that's the honest truth. I mean, I was speaking to someone literally this week. In fact, I was speaking to two people literally this week from down under. People that are in a position to help, people in a position to make this happen. And they were positive. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't say they weren't, but they were sort of saying to me, "Oh, do you know how difficult that is?" Yeah, I do. I've watched my friend go through it from the beginning. I've watched him do it, and he's worked bloody hard, and it's still bloody hard. But the massive effect it has on him, the pleasure it gives him to be involved as I am, and how much it gives me. Why wouldn't you want to duplicate that anywhere? You know, we are one community at the end of the day. That's I will bang on about this all day long until no one wants to listen. We are one community. We have the power. Let's make it happen.
Yes, we've got the people, we've got the time. Let's do it.
Absolutely. Anyway, so there you go.
I need to go, I'm afraid.
Yes.
So we need to wrap up. One last thing.
Go on.
Hornby Hobbies have asked me to be a judge for the Model Shop of the Year, which I'm quite stoked about. Which is quite cool. I keep trying to tell everyone they've chosen me, so that's cool. Along with 5 other judges from the industry. So we're going to be judging the model shops that have been nominated. So if you haven't voted, and it isn't closed yet, I don't know when this is coming out, but if it hasn't closed, then go on to Hornby Hobbies website and vote for your favorite model shop or for the 5 finalists.
So the link to that will be on the Facebook page or the YouTube channel in the description, just below this video. And this will go out on the 3rd of February.
Okay. I think the voting. Good point. I think the voting finishes around that time. But well, hey, if the website says it's finished, then you can't. But I'll be doing that. So feel free to send any bribes or anything like that. Quite open to being bribed. No, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Can't wait.
Cool.
And they get a trophy, don't they? They get a trophy, the one that wins.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to going through all that. That'll be fun.
It's going to be
amazing. Because apparently I'm in the industry now.
You are a leader.
Oh my God. We're all doomed.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for listening. This was Just Making Conversation with James and Malcolm. See you soon.
Hello. Bye-bye.